start playing the video.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you
Hello,
for joining
hello.
us for a very special episode of Old World Tech Fridays. I'm Ryan. I'm joined by my fellow hosts, Trina of Trina's Technobabble, and of course we have the ever-present Frank of Frodo Jedi, Frank GPT fame. How is everybody doing this fine evening?
I am doing amazing. I got the parcel. It didn't get stolen off the front porch. The guy was actually, I went out and I went to go open the door and the parcel was there. And he's like, I was just trying to call you.
Perfect. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It never happens like that.
No,
usually.
right? Usually you just get the parcel and then they
No,
bugger
usually
off.
the I couldn't be bothered sticker is left, and then they drop kick it back into the van.
Yeah, this guy had a car.
Okay, well, there you go. Perfect. And Frank, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine, Ryan.
How's the new retro building, and how are the kids and the wife and
doing good. Right now, the one of the kids is keeping me busy, so that he had to. So I had to do the GPT thing, but other
gotcha.
than that,
Perfect.
bugs are dead and the buildings are clean. So, had a great day.
Perfect. Yes, for those who don't know, Frank's day job is as an exterminator. He is the Grim Reaper to anything with 6, 8, 10 legs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say hi to those in the
Who do we have in the chat, Trina?
We have Frank S. Hey Frank. We got Will of KMac Vintage fame. We got a Garth Bagel of retirement fame. Curtis Boyle. Yay. Hey Curtis. And I think I got everybody covered. So far.
Okay. Small crowd this evening, but don't forget to hit that like button on your way in, and
subscribe if you're not already.
And subscribe if you're not already subscribed. It's going to be a fun show this evening. We've got a few guests waiting in the. Actually, no, they're already here. So Frank had to. Frank.
Technically, I'm a guest at this point.
Yeah, really, I'm the only. I think I've only missed one show, maybe two. Trina, you've missed about 10, so you're going to be deducted a bunch of points.
Hello, JC. Welcome.
Jesus Christ is here.
He joined late. He must have overslept.
That's okay. In 3 days in the tomb, I get it.
Yeah. He forgot to set his alarm.
Yeah, exactly. So Frank had to jump off real quick. I'm sure he'll be back at some point. And Sloopy, aka Frank GPT, has graciously decided to join us again for what feels like the third or fourth week. Does that seem accurate?
Well, last week you had gut bomb.
In the last,
there was a week in between.
In the last, in the last 6 weeks, I've only been on here twice.
Okay, still more than Trina.
In the last 7 weeks, I've been on here 3 times.
It's still more than Trina.
Be quiet, you.
No, Trina was here 2 weeks ago. It was just our last week. It was just.
Are you sure that wasn't gut bomb?
She had a little bit of a scruff, and then the week before she was bearded.
Right.
By the way, my hair has grown back wonderfully.
Oh yes, of course. Yes, you were bald for several. It was very strange. Anyway, Trina has missed a few episodes. If you haven't guessed already, our lovely watching audience. This evening we're supposed to do this week in retro history, retro tech. But I think Frank wants to do that. So maybe if you want to jump into your deboxing
I can
or unboxing.
And hello to Rudy who just joined us.
Yes.
Sometimes Frank will send it to me on Discord, but I don't see any messages.
So I guess that means he'll be back. And if not, we'll skip this week.
Oh, thanks.
And I forgot to say thank you to our channel sponsor, I'm supposed to wear this hat for about 15 minutes, but after wearing it for so long, it burns my head because he got these made very cheaply. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So should I change my camera? And I'm going to make myself big because
Go for it.
Yeah. So what did I order? What's in the box? The hint is on top of the box.
Some sort of Macintosh board.
That's a classic.
Yeah. But can anybody see what's wrong with the board?
It's got a no RAM upgrade in it.
It's got a battery dissolving feature.
Yeah.
Evidently, the machine was laid on its back, and the battery has magically disappeared.
Oh, and hello to RetroTechie. Sorry, I didn't say hi to RetroTechie.
Also, by contract, I'm supposed to say, Frank S.
Yes, that's right. So this board was sent to me by Eric's Edge. He got the computer, and obviously it's badly battery bombed. So I could practice soldering.
Ooh.
So what did I buy myself today on Amazon and got delivered today?
Wow.
Yes, I got it delivered here because it would do same day delivery.
Oh.
What's in the box?
I hope it's not what I think it is.
It's full of bees. It's definitely full of bees.
No, I wasn't thinking bees.
Okay. So let's open it up.
Ooh, foam.
Foam, yeah.
Reusable foam for shipping.
Yeah. Sorry, the lids want to keep flopping open. I got this.
Ooh. Pavanus?
Yeah.
Oh.
An 85-8D 2-in-1 soldering station.
Nice.
So
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And how much did that set you back, Trina?
It set me back 119 after tax.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah. So it comes with this thing. I don't know what this is.
That's for lifting up surface mount parts when they're very high.
Okay.
It's not very useful.
Mm-mm. I actually modified mine to be a spool to hold my solder.
It also came with these 3 sets of tweezers.
Those are more useful for lifting up surface mount.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
ICs when they're hot.
It also came with.
They also work great on your eyebrows.
It also came with wick.
Yep.
That's going to need some flux.
Is that John Wick?
And solder.
Throw it out.
Yeah. Breathe it in deeply.
And a whack of tips.
Just the tip, man. Just the tip.
Yeah. And a spongy thingamajigger.
Mm-hmm.
Is that? No, I won't say it.
Oh, say it! Come on.
Is that a contraceptive sponge?
No.
And then I don't know what this is.
Sloopy, you're not sponge worthy.
Do you guys know what this might be?
Looks like a spool of bodge wire or some sort of.
Oh, could be. Yeah.
What does it say on the side?
Yeah, it probably has a name on it. Jumper wire. Jumper wire.
Jumper wire. Yeah.
So that's what's in package number 1.
It's cool.
Everybody is very excited in the chat that you're going to learn soldering. I also think we should alert the local fire station.
And here's the soldering gun and the hot air station.
That's a soldering iron.
Curtis is gonna teach you how to solder. Cool.
Oh, cool.
I'm glad you're a whole country away.
Power cable.
That's a C13 cable.
Standard power cable. There's also
base for your iron.
The nozzles for the heat gun. The base with a little spongy thing on it.
Yep.
And finally, the piece de resistance.
An ATX power supply.
Yeah. Almost feels like I'm just gonna move the box out of the way.
And just like that, the box is gone.
Yeah, that was me on Monday.
Well, doesn't that look pretty?
That does look nice.
Let's take it out, shall we? And that's the arm for the hot air gun.
Yep.
And then ta-da!
Just an FYI, unless you want to end up bald like myself or Sloopy, do not use your hot air gun as a hairdryer.
I will keep that.
Actually, it does work really well. Too well.
Yeah, I imagine.
It makes a really good cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
I bet.
But Trina's giving up smoking, aren't you, Trina?
I'm going to be doing that someday.
No. Now. He says as he lights a cigar.
You're right.
Do you want to end up looking like this or even like that, Trina?
Yeah, true enough. Yeah, good point. So let's take this. So I got some packing material as well, which is nice.
Ooh, you got a nice sponge.
Yeah, but as thin as a communion wafer.
That's because when you get it wet, it expands. Big.
Oh, okay. Oh, I know about getting things wet and expanding.
Retro Decky wants to know: are you going to use this usual for your usual repairs and installing Windows 10 on laptops?
Yes, yes. I just figured it'd be handy to get into this.
Listen, anytime you can teach yourself a skill, all the better.
Right. So,
I got a laptop over there. I should send to Trina.
Oh.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the board.
What's the laptop?
Oh, all I know is it's like a high-dollar gaming laptop.
Ooh.
It's probably an Asus, or Ace or Nitro or something.
Yeah.
No, it isn't.
What is it? Well, I get this all hooked up.
Is it an Alienware? Or an MSI or a Asus?
So it already. I assume this is a tip already that's installed.
Correct.
Okay.
I can't see. Does it say E-Machines? What brand is it? I can't tell.
Electronics.
Oh yeah.
ELUKTRONICS.
Yes, known for their amazing high-end gaming machines.
Never even heard of it.
They're known for high-end gaming machines.
Oh,
Are they really?
Apparently, sure.
It's an Electro Pro notebook.
So, ta-da!
Is
there.
best.
It's all set up. Actually, should I try powering it on for shits and giggles?
I would do it, but maybe put all the flammable things away just in case.
There's nothing flammable.
Except for that piece of paper with somebody's phone number on it.
Oh, actually, it's just my name with a timestamp on it.
Oh, you were selling something.
Yeah, so I joined a vintage video game Facebook group here for Canada, and one of the requirements when you post is you need timestamps on your photos.
So what did you trying to sell?
I am trying to sell 7 Atari 2600 games.
Oh, are any of them combat?
Yeah, actually one is.
Garth, there's a copy of Combat that you don't own right now. Get at it.
Buy all 7 for $10 Canadian.
There you go, Garth. Think about it.
Where the hell does this plug in?
Also, Gutbomb says your mom.
To who though?
I don't know, but Garth says Combat, so I guess that means he wants to buy it. Consider it sold, Trina. Consider it sold. May I also suggest you go down
7 sold because I don't want to just sell 1.
So can I make a suggestion? You also head down to your local beehive and collect some bees to put in the box.
Like, actually, hold on for a sec. I'm going to move the camera.
There you go.
There's all 7 games.
Does one of them say Romulan?
No. Space Invaders, Missile Command, 2 Defenders, 2 Asteroids, and Combat.
There you go.
So
yes, Garth, 7.
7 for $10 Canadian. Canadian, Garth. Jeez.
Garth, that's less than you pay on that's less than a bottle of wine, Garth. Think about the hours of enjoyment.
Okay, so I'm going to turn it on. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
And it was at that moment the solar flare hit North America.
Hey. I haven't read anything. Oh, I can't. Apparently the knob's all the way up.
You got to turn it on first. You don't have them turned on. Each of them have an on and off switch.
What's the knob for?
That's usually for the speed at which the fan and the hot gun blows.
There we go. There we go.
So there you go. Your soldering iron's heating up.
Now, should I do what they do in most of the tech videos and just hold it by here?
Yeah, hold it by the tip.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Also, get yourself some solder to.
Also, Gutbomb has some suggestions for you.
Well, you know what? Perhaps Gutbomb should come on the goddamn stream.
Ooh,
spicy.
Trina's been spicy all day.
Trina.
Yeah.
Trina, change that. It's not in Freedom. It's in Freedom Eagles, not Canadian.
I don't know if you can
put
change
some solder on the tip of the soldering iron.
Oh, now?
Yes.
This is solder, right? I don't want to sound stupid.
Yes.
Yes, the thing that says solder is solder, correct.
Ooh, yeah, I can smell it.
If it's dry, it will oxidize and it will.
Well, let's turn it. I'm turning it off for now because there's.
Yeah, you never want to put anything in dry.
Right.
Yeah.
Always.
LOL,
lube.
People. LOL.
Always use lube.
And I know it looks like it, but the hot air gun is not a sex toy.
I mean, everything is if you're brave enough.
Right?
Once.
Right. I am trying to get this stupid plastic off. This is a...
Use the heat gun to melt the plastic.
You're right. That would do wonders, wouldn't it?
I also enjoy how the hot air is SLP. It slaps.
Yeah, I don't know what SLP stands for.
It slaps. It's awesome.
Maybe.
Super long playing.
Oh.
Or super long penis.
Oh. What the hell is going on?
Yeah, see, as soon as you lift it up, it has a magnet in it. It knows that you've lifted it out of the base.
Off. It won't turn off.
It'll turn off. It's going down. The temperature's going down there.
Oh, okay.
It'll turn on once it reaches. There you go.
It's in sleep mode. So already got, perfect for Trina.
It's actually better than most modern laptops. Look at that. The sleep actually functioned.
Yeah.
Okay, so should I turn
Looking at you, Windows Deep Sleep.
Should I turn the soldering iron back on then?
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to apply solder to it if it's cold.
Yeah,
Okay.
actually, while it's heating up, go and wet the sponge.
Yes.
Okay, I will be right back. So yeah.
And there should be a way to turn it to Celsius from.
I got to read the manual. I'll be right back. Yeah. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
So I guess we'll just make Trina smaller again.
Yeah,
there we go.
And sleep. That's perfect for Trina.
Yeah, mostly because that's her two modes, off and sleep. Yeah. So yeah, I've got before we went live, we were discussing the possibility of me getting that lot of Commodore equipment.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Is it worth acquiring?
Depending on the price, but yeah, should be.
Okay. I think the price is a little bit high. What they initially want.
Okay. Let me grab my glasses.
I will put that price in the private chat because I don't want that to be public knowledge.
Yes. Yeah, it's a reasonable price.
What are we talking about price wise?
For all that
for the yeah.
Yeah, how much 8 hours Trina cost?
Right.
Okay, so
Rudy, I was contacted by a guy locally.
Well, hang on, we're going to talk about it later. It's my time. Shut up.
Yeah, but you went to go get something, so you snooze.
She went to get her sponge wet.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Much better. So yeah, basically, Rudy, I was given the opportunity to I'm sorry, Trina, that's mean.
Asshole. I didn't even notice because I was facing away from the screen. I'm just like, I'm talking. Okay, so I'm going to take the gun out. Don't hold it by the tip.
Yeah, you have to wait until it's hot.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it'll get
take it off, Freedom Eagles, please. Put it on Celsius.
I will. Figure it out.
Read first. Oh my God.
Try holding down both buttons. That might change it to
well, I'll just wait until it's 750.
Actually, if you use maple syrup instead of flux, it automatically converts it into Canadian.
So it just stopped.
Yeah.
The light's still flashing here.
So that'll be 425 degrees.
So do I wait till it stops flashing? Oh, it's
no, it'll continue to flash because what it is when it's actually sending power to the heating element, it turns on, and then when it
there we
doesn't,
go.
it turns off.
There we go. We got smoke.
There you go.
That's all I need to do.
Yeah, you want to breathe really deeply. Breathe deeply.
You just want the whole tip to be shiny with solder on it.
Oh, yeah. So
just
shine bright like a diamond.
Yeah.
The whole tip. All right. Yeah, that looks better. Should I dab it in the water?
No.
No, just turn it off now.
You're not going to solder right now with it, so.
Okay.
Just turn it off now.
You clean it off when you go to use it.
All right, so let's read. How do I change this over to metric?
Yeah, you probably just hold down both buttons and it swaps.
Or
but read the directions because that's
maple syrup instead of.
There we go. Celsius to actually literally opened it up to the page.
Yeah.
That says Celsius. Oh, you can't really read that.
Press both buttons at the same time.
Yep.
Just like Sloopy said.
Press the soldering up and down buttons at the same time.
What do you mean, Sloopy? I'm Frank GPT.
Sorry, Frank GPT.
It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Do I need?
Yeah, you probably have to have it on.
Yeah, probably have it on. Then do it.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay, now what do I do?
No, press it one more time, I'd imagine.
Press a button on the right side.
Timed out.
Shit balls.
Try again.
I seem to be driving.
Is painful. And yet 16 people are watching. So
hey, 420. There we go. All right. There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
And what's the one for?
I don't know.
What's the directions say?
Maybe it's the increment at which it increases in temperature every time you hit the up arrow.
Probably.
So you probably make it do 10s.
What temperature do you have it set to?
Keep going up. Let's see. What's the max on this bad boy?
400 Celsius, I would imagine, or 450.
No, you want to do like 380.
No, I mean the maximum is probably.
I just want to see what the max is.
Probably 450? Like 450.
No. 500?
480. Okay, but you said 380 would be enough?
Yep.
Okay.
Between 350 and 380.
We'll do 380.
There you go.
There we go.
Rudy says 350. So I think Rudy and Frank need to fight. Fight.
And how do I figure out what the temp is on this thing? Oh, okay.
Same thing. You just move the.
What should I put the heat gun to?
380.
Yeah, same as what I solder with.
So 380. Why is that going down? The buttons are reversed on this side. I don't like that.
Well, you fly to China.
Right.
You go to that factory and you tell them make a better product.
So ta-da! There we go. I am now officially part of the soldering guild.
Uh-huh.
The Lollipop Guild?
So what? Yeah, I'm going to turn it off for now. And
awesome.
Turn these off. Yeah. Off. Cool.
And like Garth said, there's so many factors here. Depending on what you're doing, you're going to want to decrease or increase those numbers.
Yeah, I imagine. But right, guess what? Guess what we're going to do this Sunday on Dave's stream? I'm going to
set your apartment on fire.
We're going to play with this lovely classic board. Because there's some parts that Will wanted off this. Will, what did you want off this board, by the way?
Will, you'll never get those parts together, ever.
I'm going to send Will, actually, I'm going to take a photo right now, and I'm going to send it to you on Discord, Will.
Will, you're going to end up getting a brick of charcoal sent to you.
Send the photo back to me with what you want circled.
He wants the caps.
Yeah, I bet he wants the caps. What did he say? All. Plenty of witnesses. Really? Yeah, exactly, Curtis.
Hey, Curtis, maybe you should go help her.
Okay, I'm going to sit down. Move the box. So yeah, that's what I bought myself. With God, so for those who don't know, I had a surgery canceled and I had spent $332 on some stuff post surgery that I don't need anymore. So I'm hoping to get a refund.
Nice.
So that will cover that. Plus.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, Will, I'm gonna send you a message here on Discord with that photo. As I say, just take it like into Photoshop or Paint or something, and just circle what you want. Message it back to me.
What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to print that photo out. You're going to highlight it with black pen. You're going to want to fax it to Trina.
Hey Trina, I have an idea. I have a classic board that's battery damaged, but the battery damage goes the other way. So I should send it to you, and then you can take both the parts from both boards and put them on a single board, and then you'll have a working classic board.
Yeah, that's actually if I had time. So tomorrow, I found a group on Discord, or thanks to Cass, called the Queer Computer Club here in Toronto. They're a hacker space, and tomorrow between noon and 8, they're having an open house. So I'm gonna go hang out there for the day. So.
And you're not going to watch the Coco Nation?
I'm not going to watch it. I won't be home. Well, there you are. Let's send you the photo of the board.
And it's going to be a great episode because we have a backup of news. So there's going to be an extra long news segment.
Oh boy, Trina can have a nap.
What you mean is there's going to be an extra long snooze segment.
Snooze, because it rhymes with news.
Ah.
I've got some news to report myself. For everybody who was wondering, no,
you're pregnant.
The snow is slowed down.
By the way, I want to state for the record, as a Canadian, Ryan does not represent Canada.
No, I'm the cool part of Canada that won't try to mug you.
The cool part? The very cold part?
It's cold, but at least we won't mug you.
That's because you're too busy shivering to keep warm.
Yeah, right?
Now, if you walk by with a pile of firewood, all bets are off. just putting it out there.
You see? Right there. He's trying to light the cigar so he can get some heat in there.
Right? Mm. But yeah, I'm going to
so everybody's like, okay, enough of this crap. So what's the deal with this Commodore collection?
Right?
The Commodore collection.
So I was earlier yesterday, I was contacted by one of the guys in our local group. He is over one province over helping a friend clean out an attic space. And that friend has a collection of slot cars. Is it stock cars, slot cars? You know, like you race them on the track in your house.
Oh, yeah, they had the little slots, and you
and the little yeah. So he has that, and he had bought a collection of slot cars, vintage slot cars, and it was completely set up to work with Commodore stuff.
Oh, cool.
So the computers and the disk drives and the printers all recorded track times, who won what, different heats, different races, and I guess it all printed out. But they were using Commodore 128s to do this particular racetrack, which I think was really cool. I'm actually kind of more interested in that story than I was in actually the parts until I got the pictures. So yeah, I'm just kind of hemming and hawing over it. There's about 30 plus floppy drives, I guess the best way to floppy drives. There are about 3 or 4, maybe 5 128s in various shapes of disassembly. And there's a bunch of like standard dot matrix printers, which I'm not overly interested in, but it's a take it or leave it kind of lot. The big thing is one province over. It's in Nova Scotia, which is, for me is not a drivable distance for this particular collection. If it was a next computer or something cool, really cool, I probably would be willing to drive. But I do have lots of friends who travel back and forth regularly. So, yes, Trina.
I want to interrupt. I did find this day in tech history. I did a Google search.
Okay.
So if you want to do it, maybe before we wrap.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yes, and JC, Jesus Christ, one of our local guys, is looking desperately for a MPS 1250 Commodore printer. So if anyone has one, or if they're going to be at VCF Midwest and they want to give it to me, I will bring it back to Jesus Christ, and you will get an indulgence, and you will be allowed in heaven. You can have one sin completely forgiven, Just putting it out there.
Just one?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because
I'm a Livingston, according to some people. So
can I claim all years between 1979 through 2023 inclusive as my one sin?
Sure. Well, it's up to JC. He's got to talk to his dad about whether or not that's okay.
Just quickly, I want to say hello to Francois, who.
Francois. It's about 4:00 in the morning there, is it not, Francois? Or
something
maybe
like that. Yeah, crazy.
Probably 2 a.m. or 1:30, something like that. Yeah. So I posted some pictures of the sins in progress. Curtis says, yeah, the progress bar. Can I just get the progress bar of sins cleared? Francois says it's 2:30. Yeah. So I'm him and Han over whether I want it. I really do want a 128. I don't have one. I know they're functionally the same as a Commodore 64. They just had expanded functionalities, and nobody actually developed for them for the most part. There are some things that are developed for them, but they were kind of a failure. And when it comes to
they're not an expanded 64.
Sorry,
they're their own machine.
They are, but they can run 64 stuff, and most people just use them to run 64 stuff.
They have a 64 mode,
correct?
But
which is what most people used.
Yeah, but you can't run anything expanded from the 128 side in the 64 mode.
Correct. So you lose function. There's some ports and stuff that don't work, right?
There's very little that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not run CPM on it.
No. Well, I have other CPM machines, so I don't need to.
Well,
I just want one because it's part of history, right? It's like, why do you have an SX64?
Well, no, I mean, there's a technical reason why you don't want to run CPM on it. It is the slowest CPM machine ever made.
Yes, but Curtis is not saying
my Osborne is not that.
And run it.
My Osborne's not that fast.
Your Osborne is faster than a 128 running CPM mode.
What about my soft card in my Apple II? Is that faster?
Yes, it is also faster.
Okay, cool.
The thing is that the Z80, the way it's made and runs in there, it only runs every other clock cycle.
Oh, okay, gotcha. They had to it's half speed basically,
and it's clocked at 2 megahertz, so it runs at about 1 megahertz. But a 3.5 megahertz Z80 is roughly equivalent to a 1.2 megahertz 6502.
Right.
So if you take a Z80 that's as fast as it at 3.5 megahertz and you run it at like say 1.5 to 1.8 megahertz, it's slow as.
Gotcha.
Dirt.
So it's one of those things. I just want one for the sake of being able to say I have one. Again, much like I have an SX64, I don't plan on using it, but it's cool that I have it. Right? Like it'll be a nice display piece in my Commodore collection. I'll tell you what I actually am after, which if I could find one, but they're like hen's teeth, at least here, is a 128D, the desktop pizza box. Are you looking at one, Sloopy? Is there one right above you?
Mm-hmm.
Of course there is.
Yep.
And there's one in there's one in Ajax, by the way.
Oh, is there? And how much do they want for
it? 200.
Oh, it's not bad. Everywhere else is like 1,000, 1,500.
Yeah, there's one there, and there's one in Switzerland for me. And it's right next to another one that's for Sloopy.
Okay, cool. Oh, right, because it's Frank. Right.
Right.
We need to get Ryan a maxed out Coco 3. Plug.
And the one in Switzerland is not the US 128D CR. It's an actual PAL. 128.
So it's the PAL? Or it is PAL?
Well, it's PAL, but it's also a 128D, not a 128 DCR. Only the 128 DCR was released in the US and Canada. The metal case one?
Yeah.
The plastic case one was only released in Europe, and that's the original 128D. And it's literally a regular 128 motherboard and the board from a 1571, both put into that case.
So what you're saying is I could build one?
Yes. Okay. And then the 128 DCR has its own custom motherboard. Gotcha.
And then, and I know Europe got lots of fun Commodores. They got pets that we never could dream of over there. Right there. They had a whole series, especially in Germany, of the cooler sort of like rounded Commodore pets. Yeah, Curtis says, I don't blame you for napping at this part, Trina. See, everybody hates on Commodore if you're a Coco guy. Why can't you just like everything? I like everything. Except for Dell's. They're terrible. MC6809. What the heck's an MC6809?
It's a Motorola processor.
It's a Motorola.
I gathered that part.
In the Tandy color computer.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Is that important?
Yes. It's a very good processor.
Is it?
Yep.
Is that a coaster?
It is.
Yes.
Wait, is your can of drinks currently just sitting on the desk?
No, it's on my mouse pad.
Okay, good, because you don't want to get any of them rings on the desk.
It's wood, unfinished wood, plywood.
So, also a quick plug. I built a keyboard this week, and by built it I mean I 3D printed a housing for it. It's a Commodore 64 keyboard. So I have an SX64. The only downside is I don't have a keyboard for it. And after much Googling, I found a single website that explained to me how to convert this connector to a DB25, which I can use with the SX64. So yeah, I'm just wondering, can anybody out there tell me which of the keys I replaced the stem and the keycap on? I think my printer did such a really good job.
I'm going to say facing
the run, stop, or store key right there, right next to the right hand.
Right here or right here?
The right hand.
Right here.
Yeah, that one.
No, that is actually not the one that I replaced.
I'm going to say all 4 of those buttons.
The buttons here?
Yeah.
No, I figured people were going to guess that too. No, that's not it. It's actually really hard to tell, but it's actually the 0 key here. You'll notice that it doesn't actually have a spring, so it's not quite level yet, and that's kind of what tells people that it's different from all the other keys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually ordered some springs on Amazon, but once it's done, I think it'll be a perfect addition to my SX64. And I went with a nice green on black motif.
Yeah. Ryan?
Yep.
Why didn't you ask me? I've got a bunch of spare 64 keyboards. I could have sent you the key and the spring and the key.
That's fine. I enjoyed 3D printing it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Mostly because there were like 4 different versions, and I only got to the right one on the last print job.
Oh, nice.
Because there's this one specifically is an Alps long switch.
Oh.
I think they call it, and I had printed the CMB or CBM short switch first with a different cap, and it doesn't fit. The little X on the stem is slightly smaller, so it doesn't actually fit, but this one fit perfectly. And I gotta say, I am 100% to convert to the Bamboo Labs X1 carbon printers. I printed this entire case in 4 sections, and this top bit is actually out of a carbon fiber blend, and it is stout. There is very little flex, so definitely recommend the X1 Carbon for anybody looking to buy a new 3D printer.
And by the way, Ryan posted a photo of that keyboard and a poorly abused Ergo 4000, Microsoft Ergonomic 4000.
Yes, the students stole the keys out of it.
So I went, and the other day there was one being thrown out in the box at work. So I salvaged it. There's a wee bit of funkiness with the space bar, but it still works.
Okay.
And it was shipped off to Ryan today. So
it's coming to the rock.
It's coming to the rock.
Indeed.
You're going to get something I stole from the kids.
Perfect. Well, that's fine. They probably didn't even know they needed this.
Right.
What was that you were trying to show us there, Sloopy? Some sort of laptop?
No, I was trying to move the laptop because when I was trying to show it and talk about it, and I put it down on Missy's chair, and Missy came down.
Hi, Missy.
Hi, Missy.
Hi.
And for those of you who don't know, Missy is the pretty face in the relationship.
Missy is the better 3/4, as Joe would say.
Better 7/8, actually.
7/8. There you go. With friends like us, who needs enemies?
Right.
Am I right?
So, Frank GPT, you went to an event this past weekend.
Yes, you did.
Why don't you talk about it?
Yes, I went to an event, and I saw a whole bunch of people.
Oh, wait, hold on. Not the strip club. We're talking about the Cocoa Fest.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just so you're aware. Sorry. Didn't want to get you in trouble there with your
Missy
better
sitting
7/8.
Missy, I think he deserves a stack for that.
Ow.
I like this system. Oh.
Aww. So what did you go to? Seriously, Sloopy?
Seriously? I drove 12 hours to go to the western suburbs of Chicago, specifically Carroll Stream, to Cocoa Fest.
Yeah.
How was that? Fest? Is that a festival for hot chocolate?
No, I heard there was going to be a jam. There was going to be drinking, a bunch of guys getting together, playing guitars, keyboards, and some of them actually were trying to sing. And some of them did sing, and it was a big old party.
I just want to ask Curtis, how long did it take you to drive down from Canada?
Well, first you had to get dog sleds. That was the first step.
Between 20 and 21 hours.
Oh, Curtis, I can drive 21 hours and I'm not even halfway through Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
How slow are you driving on the highways? Jesus, it's 110.
No. By the time I leave St. John's, drive across the island, take the ferry, drive the other 4 hours, I'm at Halifax. That's halfway across.
Sorry, I was assuming you meant like across just Nova Scotia. And I'm like, how slow are you driving?
Yeah. Hey, Curtis. Yeah, you can easily sit there and say 12 hours, wimp, but you're not stuck in a car by yourself with a Sloopy. With no radio. That is the worst part.
Why don't you have a radio?
Because there's no radio in the car, because I bought it from a drug addict.
Just sing to yourself.
So why don't you?
It was a 2004 Toyota Camry for $650. What do you want?
So if anybody out there has a radio for a 2004 Camry,
I got him.
Oh, I've got a radio. The problem is I was going to put it in, but they tore out the wiring.
Oh, poop.
Oh, yeah. So wires have to be wired to the speakers.
There's this thing now you can get called a Bluetooth speaker.
I got one in the car.
Yeah, there is one in there in the car.
So what's your point? Just put your phone on.
But I'm using my phone for the GPS.
It can do two things at once.
Yeah.
It's a phone.
It's not like a Sloopy.
It's not you.
That can barely do one thing at a time.
It's not a single core processor. It has multi-core.
It wasn't that funny. Good Lord, her face is, she's laughing so hard her face is red. And yes, I can do one thing at a time.
Barely.
And not very well.
You're right, not very well.
So how was Cocoa Fest?
Cocoa Fest, yeah. What was your favorite part? Tell us about it. He's breaking out the. Are those Virginia Slims, menthol flavored?
I have a friend by the name of Joe, and he has this wonderful idea. Hit it with a hammer. I'm gonna hit my head with a hammer.
I'll do it for you.
Poor hammer.
Can't even lift it.
Oh, give it to her.
Joni has to lift it once.
Lift it.
Oh, apparently Curtis is telling us that there was a fire evacuation on Friday night.
Yes.
What happened?
Yes.
What happened there?
There was.
By the way,
there was a bird that built
can you turn off the annoying zoom on your camera? Jesus, it's driving me bonkers.
I
get motion sickness.
I'll stop moving around.
Okay.
Evidently, there was a bird built a nest on one of the lights, and evidently the nest caught on fire.
Oh.
Yeah, it was right next to Ken and Curtis's room, so their room smelled like fire.
Fried chicken.
Yeah, KFC.
At first, we thought that Curtis was just trying. No, we thought Ken was trying to think. Then we thought Curtis was trying to solder, but then we found out that it was light.
But then you realize somebody tried to overclock a cocoa.
Yes.
So I just realized I'm gonna have to clean off my other workbench to actually solder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have room on this one.
I mean, we all can't completely say anything. Our places are also states, but that's fine. Anyway, so tell us a bit more. Like, what was the event? Like, how long was it? What did it entail?
It was Cocoa Fest. Basically, set up and the initial meet and greet is on Friday. and we usually will hang out, and they close the show floor around between 11 and 12. It was 12 Friday night. And that's when you're getting set up, talking to people, meeting people that you haven't met since that you haven't seen since last year, meeting new people such as Frederick, and yes, Frederick was there.
Frederick actually got out of bed.
Did you get him? Did you give him back though?
Yes.
Okay.
But good news for VCF Midwest, his new lady friend missed him so much that she's planning on coming with him to VCF Midwest.
Oh, well, which means he's not going to leave his hotel room.
We're going to crucify him. It's going to be lovely.
So, Trina, are you going to be at VCF Midwest?
I don't know. I officially don't know work-related stuff yet. Hey,
Ryan,
the funny thing is I need money.
Well, what is it you said? Sorry?
On your way through, Ryan, just grab her, throw her in the trunk, and bring her along.
I'm flying. My arms are going to be tired enough as it is. Sorry. God bless.
So what takes place on Saturday?
So Saturday is Cocoa Fest, where all these wonderful people talk about their favorite computer, and other people talk about the Cocos.
Oh, and by the way, Starlight, the cat's name is Opie.
Continue. Sorry.
And there's demonstrations of various stuff. They actually had, there was a gentleman by the name of Robert Kilgus, who was one of the developers for Tandy from back in the day. And they actually had the computer system that he used for developing software for the Tandy Color computer.
Oh, cool.
And it was a 6809 base system that actually had a serial cable that would download the software to the Coco for him to test out. And they had it all set up with it connected to the Coco. Unfortunately, they had just gotten this, so they weren't able to go through and check to make sure everything's good and actually have it running there. But it was there, and it's in the right hands to get to that point. Evidently, the development system was released a full year before the Coco was actually released.
Cool.
From what I understand,
was that saved by the guy that worked there, or did somebody else have it and it just happened to bring them all together?
No, it was actually it was Robert Kilgus actually had it.
Okay.
And he gave it to the club, I do believe, and
awesome.
Because he was using raw prototypes, and some of the chips weren't even ready yet from Motorola. And from what I understand, on Friday, Curtis and Ken went to Robert Kilgus's house and did an interview for him, or did an interview on him, which is going to be released as Canadian content on Canadian Retro Things YouTube channel.
Awesome.
So you'll be able to watch those interviews.
If you're not already subscribed, you should be.
Can I just ask a silly sounding question?
Sure.
Why are you guys not playing them on the Coco Nation stream on Saturday? Where, it would be appropriate.
Yes, Rudy, you can still buy 6809s, but 6309s are actually being made, and they're 100% copies. Plus more.
So, answer. Why aren't you playing this on Coco Nation?
It probably will be eventually played on Coco Nation, but it's a very long interview.
Yeah, 4 hours, Curtis was saying.
Yeah.
Over 4 hours.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the news goes for over 4 bloody hours on the Coco Nation stream. What the hell? Just cut out the fucking news for the day and just play the video.
We don't want to be zucked.
Yeah. I think Trina already. Never mind. Wait, wrong word.
Wrong word. Then what were some of the cool standouts from the event? Were there any besides
that was a standout. There were several different versions of networking projects going on.
Okay.
There's the Cocoa IO, the Cocoa Net, and there's another one that's being developed called the Copico, which actually puts a Raspberry Pi Pico onto a Cocoa cartridge.
Oh, cool.
And that's going to have networking abilities also.
Awesome.
I'm trying to think.
Did you have a table to sell stuff as well while you were there?
Yes, I had a table. Okay. I was doing Cocoa repairs. I was also hopefully selling drive wirelessly boards, but that unfortunately wasn't able to come to full fruition.
And what is a drive wirelessly board?
It's a wireless board for drive wire, and what drive wire does is it allows you to use a PC as a floppy drive emulator for your Cocoa, and it usually connects through the RS-232 port.
Okay.
Because the Cocoa has an RS-232 port on it.
Hey,
and this replaces this board puts a ESP8266-01S module inside your Cocoa so that you can connect to your home Wi-Fi, and then you don't have to worry about actually having a serial cable that goes from your Cocoa to your PC, so if they're in different rooms or something, you can use your Cocoa to connect to your PC through your home Wi-Fi, and then you use a phone or something to connect to your PC because it has a web interface to allow you to configure it.
All right, so Sloopy.
And then so you can share files and stuff from your PC. Is that the?
Yeah, basically it's a drive emulator, and it also emulates a printer, and you can also use it for making connections out, like telnet connections and such.
Cool. So you can hit BBSs and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Cool.
So Frank wants to know the big question: did you have a good time, Sloopy?
He said what?
Frank wants to know: did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
Good.
Because on Saturday night, the room doesn't close until midnight, and after about 9 o'clock, several people get together, Curtis and let's see here. There was Paul Shoemaker and
Francois,
and a couple other ones that brought their guitars and other instruments. Last year we actually had what's his name brought his trombone. I can picture his face. He does the config thing for OS 9 EOU.
And Sloopy, Chris wants to know, or it's mentioned, Dave V is going to reach out to you about the PS2 memory.
Okay.
He's tired of waiting.
Yep. Tell Chris, tell Dave to come and smack me around with a wet carpet.
Even better, Missy, because he hasn't sent out the memory, give him a smack for me.
Ow.
There you go.
And Curtis, I'm just checking Discord now. So
awesome. And so Sloopy, how many people attend this event every year? Is it a big crowd? I'm sure it's not VCF Midwest size, but
no, not by a long shot.
Like K-Fest type size, or
officially, actual people that registered was about 120, but there are a lot of people that were there that didn't register. That just walked in because it's a free event, so anyone can walk in.
Cool. And do you guys do any fundraising for the actual Cocoa?
They have. It's actually put on by the Glenside Color Computer Club.
Okay.
And people donate stuff that goes into the auction, and then the auction proceeds are
used to pay for it.
Pay for it and keep it going.
Do they have T-shirts? It sounds very VCF Midwestish. I'm assuming there's T-shirts.
They have T-shirts and such.
Cool.
There's a lot of the people that put on VCF Midwest are in contact with the people that put on Cocoa Fest, so they actually like the power bars and such. We actually borrow from them for the show.
Okay, cool.
So
Yeah, because you said it's in the roughly the same area, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It used to be at the same venue, but VCF Midwest grew way significantly more than Cocoa Fest.
Yes, I'm sure you've seen the new venue for this year. It is absolutely massive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I watched the video.
Curtis said there was about between 150 and 175 that he thinks that's what there was about there.
They had a car show recently at the same venue that VCF Midwest is going to, and the cars look like dinkies from like the above view look. They look almost, the room is massive. Like,
yeah, there's going to be. I'm friends with with the primary.
Jason.
I'm with the primary organizer of VCF Midwest, Jason Timmons, and I was talking with him about it at Cocoa Fest because he obviously comes.
Yeah,
and basically there's going to be at least 250 plus tables available for demonstrations and vendors.
I'm excited. Well, I'm traveling. I think we did the math. It's just over 2,000 miles. I think it's closer to 2,700, maybe.
Yeah, I'm about 750, 750 to 800, depends on how I go. It's more like, it's closer. It's just under 750 if I spend almost $70 in tolls, but it's closer to 800 if I spend about $20 to $30 in tolls.
Okay, I'm flying, so.
And I see Dave V is here in the chat. Said, "Haha, I'm not tired of waiting. Just want to stay in the loop so I don't miss out."
Apparently, he's also in the bath right now.
Yeah, basically, if my basement would stop flooding, I'd be able to get stuff done and get caught up. So the biggest problem I'm having is that soldering the chips to the boards without the chips coming together and touching each other and connecting to the board.
That sounds like an issue, more so than an issue me.
You know what this is?
I'm not going to say.
It's a tail feather because you don't deserve the whole bird.
Ah, gotcha. I thought you were going to say it's 1/5 of the shocker, but sure, we'll go with that.
Actually, it's bigger than his whole shocker.
Well, that's awesome, Sloopy. Glad you had a great time.
Yep.
Are there anything you would do differently, or anything you hope to see different for next year? Is there, are you guys going to stay at the same venue? Do you think? Is it going to be?
As far as I know, they're going to stay at the same venue. They may be. Jason is also the auctioneer for the Cocoa Fest auction.
Okay, cool.
The main thing is that I'm hoping next year that Missy will come, because she has been before, and everyone keeps asking me, "Where's Missy? Where's Missy?" We want to see Missy. Go home and go get her. You're not allowed back in until you bring her. And I'm like, yeah, but it's like 12 hours away, and I don't feel like driving. And it'll be over by the time I get back. And they're like, well, you better bring her next time.
And she may murder you in the car if she's got to be there for 12 hours sitting next to you.
And just think, Missy could sing to you, because apparently connecting a Bluetooth to your phone is too complicated for you.
Well, when your phone runs on a Z80, it's understandable that it can't do Bluetooth.
Z80, by the way.
Z80, sorry.
No, it's a Z80, and my phone runs on a 6502.
Sorry, I apologize. He upgraded.
It's a Z80. It's a ZX80, ZX81, but it's a Z80 processor.
Z80, right? Correct. Velociraptor says Z, so it's Z.
No,
there you go.
It is an American product from an American company, so it's a Z.
Yeah, right. Guess what? There's a lot of things from the States that is not right.
That's Timex Sinclair.
Yeah, 2068.
Cool. With a terrible keyboard.
It's not that bad.
It's like typing on a remote.
You want to hear a funny story of how I got these?
Did you murder somebody? Did you pull a Dave?
No.
Oh.
I love you.
I love you too.
Oh, we love Missy too. Missy, stay. You're the best part of the whole stream.
Ooh, nice.
Was she wearing Mr. Polka Dot pants?
No, they're coffee pants. They're coffee themed pajamas.
Okay, I thought they were Mr. Polka Dot Pants.
All right, I don't mean to
right.
kind of Sloopy.
So,
We'll pick this
yeah.
up next week because we're at 9:00, and I quickly want to do this day in tech history, so we don't go too much.
Hold on before you do. I'm gonna get the branding ready. So yes,
Let me know when we're back. Okay, we're back.
you had 10 seconds to get ready.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. So May 2nd, 1991, Microsoft finally registers their domain name. Wow, I can't talk. Finally, Microsoft registers the Microsoft.com domain.
Yes, I believe 2 years after Apple already did it.
Yeah, for such a major company, notably, this was over 6 years after the domain system was created and the first domain name registered. So maybe not. After and over 4 years after competitor Apple registered Apple.com. So actually, Microsoft was first. All right. I'm just going to quickly skim through these because these have long write-ups. May 3rd, 1978, the first mass unsolicited commercial email, i.e. spam. Pretty self-explanatory.
Perfect.
Dell was founded on May 3rd, 1984. Dell Computer Corporation is founded by Michael Dell, running the direct-to-order PC company from his dorm room.
Yep, from his dorm room.
Oh. So yeah, read more about that later. Let me see here. May 4th, 1995, Commodore Assets purchased out of bankruptcy. German company, I don't know how to say it, ESCOM?
Computer Schnitzel.
Escom AG purchased the rights to the name, patents, and intellectual property of Commodore Electronics.
Yeah, Ascom is also
bankruptcy in 1994.
Fun little side note is that in Germany, all companies are referred to as AG at the end of their name. So Volkswagen is VAG.
May 4th, 2000, Love Stinks. The love letter company computer virus, aka I Love You bug, spreads to personal computers running, surprise, surprise, Windows around the world in just 6 hours. It's always Windows. We have May 5th, 1961, the first Yankee went into space. NASA astronaut Alan Shepard becomes the first American in space when he makes a 15-minute suborbital flight aboard the Mercury capsule Freedom 7. Nice. May 5th, 1992. Here's something interesting for you gamers. Wolfenstein 3D blast onto the scene.
Yep.
ID Software Inc. releases the game Wolfenstein 3D, the original first-person shooter game for the best operating system out there, DOS computers. The power is in your keyboard.
It's pronounced id. It's pronounced id.
Oh, is it not ID Software?
It's id.
Okay, id Software. I is for Apple, May 6, 1998. At the Flint Center Theater, the same place where the Macintosh was first unveiled in 1984, Steve Jobs introduces the original iMac. This was later referred to as the Bondi Blue, after the color of its case.
I've had so many of those, and I've thrown so many of them out, and I regret every one of them.
By the way, Bondi is a beach in Australia, which is what it's named after. May 7th, 1954, the IBM 704 is introduced. IBM introduces the 704 data processing system. The photo is amazing. It's a whole room.
Was that the first computer you used, Trina?
Yeah, no, that was an Abacus.
No, the first computer she used, you unboxed, right, Sloopy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was the world's first mass-produced computer to feature floating point arithmetic hardware.
Ooh. You can do calculations.
And finally, May 8th, 1886.
Slippy was
Germans
born.
can be so dry. German scientist Dr. Karl Gasser issued a German patent for the first dry cell battery, quote unquote dry, by the way, which uses zinc as the primary component.
Cool.
So a U.S. patent will be issued to Gassner in 1887.
Cool.
And that's everything for this day in tech history.
Awesome. I love this day in tech history, finding little tidbits of stuff. It's awesome. Before we close this evening, I want to
everything tonight had like paragraphs, big, and I'm just like, well, no, I literally read the first or two sentences, and I'm like, oh.
That's called condensing it. I want to just issue a little PSA. Some of you may be aware, we're about to be struck by what could possibly be the largest solar event in the history of a while, we'll say. It's supposed to start this evening. The northern lights are going to be quite visible, very low in the North American continent, which is very uncommon, which means we're being inundated by a pile of solar radiation and activity. So I will recommend that if you have any retro tech and it's currently plugged in, might be not a bad idea to unplug it, just in case there's some power surges, because modern stuff can take the heat, but a lot of the older stuff can't. So,
so I should just use my Atari 800.
Sure, that's got a power supply built like a tank, so you'll be fine.
It's also got RF shielding that can survive
a nuclear holocaust. Yeah.
I'll unplug my Quadra 750 then.
Yeah. Just to show a thought.
I saw Curtis Boyle said over 20 years a G4 level event.
Yeah. So we're not to the G5 level yet. We're dealing with superheat and the last of the power PCs, but we're at a G4 level. So that's pretty late in the.
Technically, it was the last of the power books.
There you go. So we're in the last of the power books.
I don't have any G4, so I'm good.
You're good. Perfect.
I got a whole stack. If you look where that beige tower is, all those computers standing there on their ends, those are all G4s.
Frank S makes a great. We should all just model our houses after the Atari 800, because that would just be a giant Faraday cage. Yeah, and as Curtis Boyle points out, a G5 event would require liquid cooling. Correct.
Which I think is just a 2 for a beer, isn't that, Curtis?
That's usually how it works. Yes.
Yeah.
That's how I liquid cool things. Anyway, so yeah, that's interesting. If you get a chance to watch any live streams from anywhere up north in Canada this evening, I've already seen some spectacular.
Also, a lot of I shared a map earlier. A lot of the states.
Sure, are going to see it, but it's going to be quite a nice.
Canada, best place to be. We get the best show. That's all I'm saying.
Also, possibly we are being inundated with the most of the rays. So maybe best if you live in Canada to unplug anything you care about.
Yes.
And I also recommend, being a bit of a prepper, I recommend charging your cell phones, charging any battery, flashlights, that kind of stuff that you may have, just in the off chance it takes out our power grids.
You ever seen the movie Night of the Comet?
Exactly.
It's going to be like that.
Except more like Night of the Body Snatchers. And the pod people.
Cool.
It's always pod people.
All right. On that note, thanks everyone for watching. One thing I noticed that people don't, Ryan and Frank don't do, hit the like and subscribe button, please.
I did that earlier.
I did.
No, but you didn't do it last week at all.
Well, because you weren't here, so people were automatically liking it.
Yeah.
Wow. Jackass. All right. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next Friday.
And